Welcome. I'm hoping I've started recording or else this is going to cut in at a really odd spot, but that's okay. Hey, now I affirmations, we've been going strong, we've set our intentions, we've started our affirmations, we're vibing high, we're getting into it, and all of a sudden our stuff comes up. Boy, have I got a story for you. Okay, so I set out this huge intention that I was going to meet more people and get more involved with things. And then I had a look at my calendar and oh my, I had no readings booked and I had no um, meet and greets booked, and I'm starting to put together a craft lady summit because we don't get much in the way of publicity or have much out there for us for how we go about our work and what it is exactly that we do, right? We do get a bad rap though, but anyway, onwards and onwards. Limiting belief. Anyway, so I put out, yay, I want to meet more people and I want to, really start building some relationships and having some great things going on. And 2 weeks later, no appointments, no readings booked. Jump online, check my scheduler, and it is down. It has not been working. So no wonder. So when you do these things and you put them out there, your stuff comes up. What do you do? What do you do when you're hit in the face with a $60,000 debt? What do you do when you're hit in the face with a husband who's nag, 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 on top and you really feel is bringing down your really good vibe? Quite easy. Okay, now our brain works on 2 hemispheres, okay? We've got the left hemisphere of the brain, which is all the logical thinking stuff and the outward directed movement, and we've got the right hemisphere, which is our creative, emotional, touchy-feely stuff. Okay, so we've got the left side of our brains controlling our right sides. How confusing is that? And the right side of our brain controlling our left sides. Even more confusing. So what do? We marry these hemispheres together, okay? You get hit with that bull or whatever and you can't find a nice general place to go, as in, isn't the sky lovely? What a beautiful day. Okay, just to keep your thoughts off and distracting because you don't want to be focusing your attention on it, especially not if you're focusing on it and you've got a bad feeling coming from you. What you can do is, if it's an overly emotional response, just grab your left hand, put it on your right shoulder, grab your right hand, put it on your left shoulder, and breathe. Easy. Another way, cross your ankles. That's all. Just cross your ankles. Hold this for 3 or 4 minutes, and before you know it, you're going to start to calm down, settle down, and we can start again on our high vibing. We can start at, okay, it's bad, but it's going to get better. Okay, it's getting better. It's actually not that bad. And I am grateful that I have, okay, back into the gratitude, back into the love. So what happens when your stuff comes up? Oh, I forgot. Acknowledge it. Acknowledge it. Always acknowledge it. Say, oh, okay, well, that's made me feel really bad. What happens when we don't acknowledge our fears and we stove them back inside, or we don't acknowledge things when they've gone wrong, is they build up and they mount and then they can spurt out at the worst possible times. Now, one of the, not many people realize this, but I talk a lot about shame and guilt. Guilt is something you feel, shame is something that's put upon us. Well, fear and vulnerability work the same way. Okay? Fear is when you're in danger of your life. Yeah? But vulnerability is when you step out on that stage and you're feeling vulnerable. Okay? Or you have to go into a group of people and it makes you feel and anxious. Now, if you stuff that down and stuff that down and stuff that down, panic attacks. Hey, for real. So, and you may have been thinking, oh no, I'm feeling scared. You're not. You're feeling vulnerable. And so you've been thinking, if you've been acknowledging the emotion, you might have been going, oh no, I'm feeling really scared. And that's okay and moving on. But because what you're actually feeling is vulnerability, then it doesn't have the same effect. Okay? So when you're out in that crowd and you begin to feel anxious, own it. Cross over from your, get your right-sided brain. I have to think about this because I'm like looking in the mirror. Oh, just go like this, or like this, or cross your ankles. One of those things. Doesn't really matter. 3 minutes, just breathe. Get back into general mode. Begin your affirmations again. Find that focal point. Hold that focal point for 17 seconds once you start to feel good. Before you know it, more thoughts will come zooming around and feeling good, and you're away. But always acknowledge how you're feeling. Okay? Always. Thank you for sharing. I really appreciate that. I've listened to you. I've heard you. Your body can then release it, and away you go again. Both sides of the same brain working. Much love.